Hello everybody, my name is Stacy. Welcome to my channel, The Liminal Space. I hope everyone's getting used to my name change. I am to an extent, but with a video I filmed earlier today for In Bulk, I actually said my old channel name and I had to stop and regroup and I kind of laughed at myself. So welcome to The Liminal Space and welcome to our February reading. January happens to be one of my favorite months, even though it's the dead of winter, maybe because I have so many family birthdays in it. But January went incredibly fast this year and here we are at February. And February is a month that always goes fast, maybe just based on the fact that its length is, only 28 days. Sometimes we get that extra year, but this year is not a leap year. But I'm really feeling that the energy of February is going to be kind of fast and furious. Like there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in our solar system. There's a lot going on astrologically. I mean, just to hit a few things. Well, today, first of all, February 1st is the full moon in Leo. Now, of course, I love this because I have a Leo sun and moon in my natal chart, and so I'm always inclined to love the Leo moons, full and new. But this Leo moon has a lot of energy behind it. And even though we're in February, and February is kind of a month still of stillness, of regrouping, I just kind of talked about this in my In Bulk reading, how it's kind of the quiet before the storm. And I'm not saying a storm is coming. I mean, we've been in a storm in the world for multiple years now, it feels like. But February, I think, is going to feel challenging. And I don't mean to scare anybody, but I do think it's good to be prepared and see what the future has in store for us. We have, of course, this full moon today. In 2 weeks, we'll have the new moon. We have the first eclipse of the year coming up. I think that's going to be on the 17th of February. Maybe it depends on where you're at in the world. Here where I'm at, Mountain Standard Time, we're going to have that on the 17th. And it's not going to be visible by many people. It's like way down at the south end of the planet, like Antarctica, maybe the tip of Africa might get a glimpse of it. But it is a complete eclipse. So there's a lot of energy coming with that. And then the next eclipse will be March 2nd or 3rd, I think, depending on where you're at in the planet. And that will also have a lot of energy. But like I said, for this month of February, I think we've got a lot going on. Another big thing, we only have one planet, I think, in retrograde right now, but it's Jupiter, so it's a biggie. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth and abundance. And right now in retrograde motion, everything feels a little stifled. And certainly this is not meant to be an astrological video. If you want to look at the astrology that's going on, there are many places where you can find that. But I just kind of want to premise this reading with the energy that's happening. The other thing that happens towards the end of February is Mercury, our lovely planet of communication and forward motion, is going into retrograde. So I feel like people always feel that. And even though this is at the end of the month, there's always a shadow period before the retrograde and after the retrograde. So we're going to start feeling that within a week or 10 days. We're going to start to feel that energy of Mercury kind of slowing down before it stops and kind of does its pause and regroup. But don't be afraid of a Mercury retrograde. I mean, these things happen to us for a reason. It's the most common retrograde that we have. And it doesn't last very long, usually about 3 weeks, but it gives us new perspectives on how to look at stuff. But kind of expect challenges in communication, travel, those kind of things. So anyway, let's take a look at our deck. We are looking again at the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. I love this deck. I think everybody can feel inclined to their spirit guides. And I think we all have spirit guides. I'm just going to kind of slide the candle maybe. I'm just going to move it out of frame. I think we all have spirit guides that are with us for our entire lives. And then we have spirit guides that come to us sometimes just for a moment or a glimpse, just to tell us something, help us pay attention. Sometimes I think it's a test from our spirit guides to see, if we're paying attention. And sometimes we're not, like 3 bald eagles could fly in front of your house and you wouldn't see it because you're so distracted by something. But it's the one you pause and see that is the message for you. And that means that you're taking the moment to pay attention to what nature is giving us. So anyways, we'll look at 3 cards. We look at messages from overall spirit to our mind, to our body, and to our spirit. Wasn't my best shuffle, but it is what it is. I'm going to cut the deck in half, and we're just going to go with these 3 cards. So mind, body, spirit. I might zoom in just a little bit just to kind of make them more visible for the camera. And I will take a look at these cards, but I'm also going to read from the book too. But I just kind of want to look at the idea of what overall the spirit of our collective is telling us is going to, is coming at us for this month of February. So the message to our mind is Sandpiper Spirit, and it says be playful. And that's fun, isn't it? It's kind of fun in your mind to be playful. It's when we let our imaginations free that we can find the best inspiration, the best ideas, and we don't have to take things too seriously, because just because you think something up, it doesn't mean you have to sit down and create it right away. You can let those ideas percolate and develop, but be playful in your mind. This can also mean playful conversations with people, or just having an enjoyable time, not taking things too seriously. Maybe that's the message here. Don't take things too seriously, especially this month, because I think this month is going to be really potentially uncomfortable in the collective. Depending on where you're living in the world, it could be almost painful. And so try to breathe. Don't take things too serious. Know that things have to get uncomfortable before they can change for the better. It's kind of like when you're cleaning your house or straightening up a room. It always has to get messier before you can get things organized and moving forward again. So I kind of think that this message here for our mind is telling us, be playful and don't take things too seriously right now. Breathe through the chaos, smile at your neighbors, wave to that guy at the gas station, just spread a little bit of joy, because playfulness does bring joy to people. So let's take a look at what our message is for our body. We have Antelope Spirit, and this is perfect for just what I was talking about. So Antelope Spirit here, and the message is life is speeding up, and holy but Jesus, it is speeding up. It feels so fast. Like the month of January went fast. I mean, I still feel like it was April 1st, 2025. And now we're February 1st, 2026. And it's like, what happened? I mean, everything is going very quickly. And time does feel potentially not unstable, but like it's shifting, and like what things used to feel like, it doesn't quite feel like that anymore. And so this is just kind of preparing our bodies for life is speeding up. And so my advice to you when life is speeding up is to make sure you get rest, get good sleep, get comfortable, turn off the news. Don't even watch the news. Turn off whatever social media you might be looking at, even if you're watching fun kitten videos. Let your mind rest and wind down before you try to sleep. The other thing I think is going to be important right now is to stay hydrated. Water is our friend. Our bodies are 70 to 75% water. Our brains need hydration. Our bodies need hydration. So make sure you're staying hydrated. And one thing we don't have a lot of in the water that we have, controlled through bottling companies or, civic organizations, is a lot of minerals. And we don't get a lot of natural minerals in our foods anymore. So if you can, find yourself a good quality sea salt with trace minerals in it, and add just a pinch of salt to your water a couple times a day. Your body will thank you. I swear to you. Anyways, be prepared. Life is speeding up. So maybe put your seatbelt on. Just saying. And then our message from the overall spirit to our spirit then is going to be Dove Spirit. This is Perfect. And I think this is what we really need to remember for this month of February. Be peace. It doesn't tell you to be at peace, it tells you to be peace. That means you are peace and you are spreading peace. So don't take part in the chaos. Don't be dragging other people down, especially if you don't know them and you just want to respond to something on social media. I have just stopped commenting on everything, and my life is better for it. I don't have the stress of thinking about what I might have to say next or what someone else might have to say. I just accept that people have their opinions, and I might not be able to change their mind. And, even if I state my opinion, it might not change them or anybody else around them. And all it does is decrease my vibration and my energy. So I'm taking care of myself first so I can take care of my loved ones. And that's very important to me. And I think be peace, spreading peace, emanating peace is a good way to help not just your own self, but the entire collective. So this is kind of a really interesting message because we get be playful and then we get be peace. But I don't think that the two things contradict each other by any means. I think that you can be playful and still bring peace to those around you. Like I said, a word that came to my mind when I was talking about the be playful card was joy. Being playful can bring joy. It can increase joy. It can spread joy. And by being calm and kind, that can spread peace. So I think these are two good things to keep in mind for this month of February, which I already talked about how I feel like it's going to feel chaotic. I mean, our message here is telling us that life is speeding up, and probably we were all aware of that. And so if we're getting this message now, it potentially means that it might feel like 3 days from now, I'm going to be back with your March 1st reading, because that's how quickly it felt like it was going. So I hope you all have a lovely February. It's just kind of one of those things where you kind of have to dig deep sometimes and find a good grounding point for yourself. This day has already been a little bit challenging in my life, but I really did some deep breathing and grounding and calling in my spirit team. And I'm like, please help me be a part of an effective and positive message for the people that are going to watch this video. And I do think it's important that even in the midst of chaos, we need to spread peace, and we still need to find a little bit of joy and playfulness in our life. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful February. I'm sorry this reading's coming a little bit late in the day. It wasn't what I planned, but sometimes you just do the best you can and let your plans slide away. And like I said, there's been a little bit of challenge in my day, but it doesn't matter. Things are okay. Everybody I love is healthy and happy and safe. And all the other things can fall in place where they will. So again, have a happy and wonderful February. Enjoy the month. Enjoy the beginning of this eclipse season. Don't fear Mercury retrograde. Just kind of prepare yourself for it, and have a wonderful time. Bye.